like that song came on, and like I had already seen the memes and shit that were like, yo, Jay-Z's this shit, so I already knew to expect some crazy shit from Jay.
Mm-hmm.
But I heard Rick Ross come on, and I was like, yo, he killed that. Like, yo, that he did a good job with that. And then Meek went on, and I was like, yo, Meek spit some shit, and like, cause Meek, I'm actually been, I know, I think it was Jared was like, oh, that's the first one he ever listened to fully or something like that. Well, I think it was Jared.
Yeah, the first, I think Kev said that was the first Meek album he ever listened to.
So I mean, I personally have like I listened to all Meek's mixtapes and his albums in entirety.
Yeah.
I actually like it.
But all the albums I definitely played through. Yeah.
I think his last album was fucking excellent.
Yeah, I like the last album. I had the same beef with this album, and I told you this the second side B, or there's no side B no more. It's not a cassette, but the second half of it comes off as a lot of filler.
Yeah.
And they're not bad songs. It's just songs that I'm not gonna go back to. It's a lot of filler songs. He got the girl song.
I agree. His last album, I think I stopped halfway through. Yeah. And towards the end, there's more skippables. I agree with that.
Like it starts off, and you could tell it starts off. He's talking focused on his prison reform and what he's been through and da 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 da. And then it gets to that. You can kind of feel a little difference on it. Like midway through, you start to feel like the label was like, "Yo, but you need this song. You need this song. We want you to do a song LMA. We want you to sing on this." And you can tell it kind of seemed like they were just adding tracks to it. You know what I'm saying? But
the only song that me like is 100% skip is that other one, that freaking, what is it?
The Joint with Future.
Yeah, the Joint with Future.
But that's the thing.
When you hear Meek and Future, you think if the beat is right, it's gonna kill it. And then you hear that song, you're like, this song is fucking terrible.
From jump, when Future started making sound effects, he go ooh. I was already like, all right, nope, I'm out. But that
got his Bobby Valentino vibes, bro.
Nah, no, it wasn't woo. But see, Bobby Valentino had a point. He was making the siren. Future just talking about some ooh. Is he Haitian now? I wasn't getting it.
That's still a different subject. I would love to have been in the studio that day that Bobby Valentino was making sirens. Like,
somebody heard that, was like, yo, that's it. That's it. Like,
it worked.
That's it. Because when you do the woo, they like, yo, it's a melodic siren. That works. Mrs. Officer, that works. That I give you. Because he's a singer and he's singing it. Like that's the memorable part of the chorus. But Future talking about some, yellow Lamborghini, ooh, like, wait, huh? Ooh. Did he just say ooh?
That oodles noodles is my shit though.
The almost slipped. I like the concept of the song, but I don't want to hear Meek singing.
Bro, that fucking oodles noodles is my shit though.
That's like the one song that's in the mix of side B that you like. Yeah. Oh, wait, hold on, let me go back. Let me hear what he said. Like, because it's mixed up around a lot of filler, but then it's like this one's back to what you take off about 5-6 songs. He got a classic. You take a couple of them songs off of there, and we had that conversation. We're gonna talk about it further later on, but he would have jumped into my top if you take about 4 or 5 of them songs off. It was
especially that Future.
Drop it down to about 14 tracks. He might have had the album of the year.
Nah, but freaking the only other thing I hated on that album a little bit though is like, one, I think the name is stupid. Like, I understand the behind it, but I think the name is stupid.
And the album cover. I don't like the album cover.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like I'm going to Ahmed and getting like from the mixtape stop, and I'm going to mixtape spot getting an album. Like, it didn't look like a real
Master P joint.
Yeah.
It's mad colorful and it looked like the Master P covers.
But nah, like that was really it though. But the Meek, I won't fuck with the Oodles Noodles. I think is probably my favorite song on there.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously excluding the J shit. Like, that's a different song. Like, it's not even fair. But so that song didn't exist, then Oodles Noodles is my favorite.
Right.
That's the kind of Meek I love. I love that Oodles Noodles Meek. Like that's the Meek I love.
I mean, Trauma, Oodles and Noodles,
Trauma too. Oh.
Trauma, Championships, Cold Hearted 2.
Nah, but I'm with you though, because between the Future shit and then most of side B is why I kicked it off from my top.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. He was right there. He was right there, and that's why I told you. I was like, I listened to it on my way to work. I listened to it again. I played it a couple times, and I was just like, he was close.
He got extra points for that J verse though. That kind of had him teetering where maybe he might stay on there, but
that J verse is one of Jay's best verses until he ended it with that "Sign I Fell." Hell no. Because he tried to flip Seinfeld. Because he was talking about that was a reach. That was a Jay.
With the Jay thing, when I first heard it, I didn't catch it. I did for the moment be like, oh, he's probably getting at Kanye real quick with that verse. And then when I reheard it the second time, I could hear he was like, "Don't pit me." I was like, all right, I see what you're saying. But when he first heard it though, I was with everybody else. I was like, oh, he hitting Kanye real quick.
Mm-hmm. I mean, because I took it in the beginning. I was like, I got it. The Michael and Prince, because they were beefing, but it was a manufactured beef. You know what I'm saying? Michael and Prince, they didn't really have nothing personal against each other. It was just he's better than you. No, he's better than you kind of beef. The beef that
Michael didn't want that smoke, right? He got the fans.
Mike was trying to be cool with him. Like he said, "Yo, do bad with me." Prince was like, "How that's gonna look?" You know, because he said he was gonna play the they was supposed to do. It was supposed to be like a duet. Bad was supposed to be a duet with Michael and Prince. And in the video, the character that Wesley Snipes played was supposed to be Prince. But Prince was like, he heard this, he saw the lyrics. He's like, "What you mean your bud is mine?" He's like, you know what I'm saying? Because he said, "Your bud is mine." Prince was like, "Nah, nope, nah." So,
mind you, Prince will wear assless chaps on stage though.
and so that's where it's interesting. It's like, I mean, he was kind of like aware that this is not a good look for us to say that line.
I would love the Prince and MJ collab though. Maybe not with that line, but
right. So and so that's why I feel like, and again, I don't know exactly specifics, but that's what the story was. It was like Michael tried, and I feel like, and they said like Prince, because Prince did his own music, wrote his own lyrics, played mad instruments. Michael had writers and assistants and producers and stuff, but he's one of the greatest entertainers of all time.
Well, I used to always say, so because Prince is one of my favorite artists of all time.
Mm-hmm.
To me, Prince was definitely, in my opinion, a better artist when it comes to a pure talented musician than Michael. Right. But you just can't fuck with Michael as an entertainer. Like,
Michael's right as an entertainer, performer, like the show.
He birthed the next full, even now, generation of dance and everything. Like, you just can't. You can't.
Right. Yeah. And I think Prince might have felt a way about the comparisons. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like going back to Jay and Kanye, it's not the same thing, because obviously Kanye's ego, you know what I'm saying? He called Jay Big Brother, but he's always probably wanted to surpass him. And it feels like a lot of things that Kanye does is to try to spite Jay or try to say, "I'm better than you." Like the whole, "I'm disrespected now because you have Barack, but now I got the new president." Like, you know what I'm saying? So, and I feel like that's kind of what Jay was saying. Like, what we're going through, y'all don't add to it.
Well, yeah, I think honestly, like obviously, I think Kanye loves Jay and has love for Jay. Yes. But I think he does have that almost like bitter rivalry, with like, oh, my bigger brother is, my big brother's a lawyer, and I'm, this or that. Like, I mean, I see it, but I would like another Washington too though. That'd be dope.
Well, that was funny because when Jay tweeted, which he rarely tweets, he had to clarify the verse. Like, here y'all go again. I'm not dissing Kanye. Don't try to put me against Kanye. What I'm saying is, I'm talking about the other dude, and y'all trying to manipulate the situation. I got no problem with him. And then Kanye tweeted, "So Throne 2?"
But in my opinion, though, when I first saw that, I thought it was like a reach where Kanye was like, "Look, they hate me out here. They're not loving my music. They're trashing this. Please save me. Watch Throne 2." That's how.
Because he tweeted that before. He tweeted Throne 2 back when he was talking about the releases of songs, and people were like, "Is it official?" But
I think that was just bait, though.
Never said anything about it.
I think that was just bait.
Right. I think that's his way of trying to reach out to Jay, and Jay is still like, "Nah, you got some things you got to figure out before we even do this."
Before Throne 2, we need a Sci-Hi Prince album. That's what we need. Where my 7-song Sci-Hi the Prince album at?
Again, we got a lot of empty promises this year, man. Sci-Hi said it was coming. He said it was done, I think.
Yo, one of my boys actually, he texted me. He asked me if I thought this was one of the best years or the best year in hip-hop. And at first I was like, nah, hell no. But then, like, I'm thinking about it. This is a really good year, though. I don't know about best. But it's a really fucking good year for albums in hip-hop.
I think it was a good year as far as names, but a lot of the music didn't live up to the names.
Nah, see, so like me and my boy, like obviously there's different artists. You know, there's artists that I'm a fan of that I send you or whatever that aren't big known. But a lot of artists came out with albums that were fucking phenomenal. They're just not on the high stage of like a Jay-Z, so they don't get the same kind of love. And like that's why remember I texted you the other day, like I was like, yo, TDE. Like I know we weren't arguing about it, but I just randomly put it up there, like, yo, TDE. Like in my opinion, like TDE has the best fucking lineup of everybody, bro. Between Kendrick Lamar, fucking Absol, and then I don't know if you heard the album that kid Sir. He has like an R&B album. Yo, that album's phenomenal, bro. And that's another album that came out this year. And I'm not big on that kind of R&B. I prefer soul music when it comes to my kind of R&B. But yo, that Sir album is bananas. And I didn't even know he was part of TDE until at the end when he shouts out TDE. I was like, what?
It's another one.
What's the dude who runs Top Dog? Yeah. He was like something about Top being on his ass at the end of the song, and I was like, "Oh shit, I didn't know he's TDE." Yeah, yo, that group is nothing to fuck with.
Yeah, they got, I mean, they got the Golden State Warriors, you know, as far as a roster in hip hop.
Yeah, when it comes to actual music, like not necessarily hits, but like they're not gonna be as poppy as like a.
I think that's the catch. They don't go for the hit. They just they make the music that the artist feels. You know what I'm saying? Like they make the music that the artist wants to make.
Even like fucking J-Rock, who you know where he sits on my list right now. He's like one of, but anyway, even like J-Rock, you could tell that the industry or whoever runs whoever's behind TDE that runs the main thing is like they were trying to push the win-win-win as the main thing for the NBA finals, but that's not the one that popped. The pop with him and Kendrick go back and forth was what popped.
Out of sight, out of mind. Yeah,
better song and the video is bananas. But you know,
I mean, when is even though it's like I don't even know if it's like a radio song or whatever, but it's a catchy chant.
Yeah, but
you know,
the chant reminded me of like some old Trick Daddy shit though.
right. You know what I'm saying? So even that don't feel like it was a forced radio song, but it's just you just can't help but yell it. You know what I'm saying? But that's why I don't mind it. It's at the end of the album too, so it's like it's not in the mix of you know. The rest of the stuff, he still got his point across, and even then, it fits the narrative of the album because he's talking about his redemption. So he gives you the dark stuff. You know, he was broke, back to the projects, and then at the end of it, he's here now. Win. So it's like, you know, they make, and I think that's what separates them. They make complete albums. You know what I'm saying? They don't make songs to stream. They make albums to listen to. You know,
I agree.
Work to, you know, hold on to, not just stream this song, stream that song, and we out. And then
we gotta figure out. You know how like a movie. Remember when Titanic came out, and then like years later, like Avatar started breaking records, and then to shit on like the movies coming out, they like Pirates of the Caribbean and shit. They were like, oh well, because of inflation, Titanic's technically still the best, whatever. They need to find out a way to figure out inflation for fucking streams, because some of the shit I be seeing with like best album selling this stream, or like. Yo, like, but what did you really sell compared to like?
Because right now, I think
or Biggie back in the day, if they had a Spotify or a streaming service like that, where would those numbers really be at? Can you really compare? Like,
it's hard because you know with the money with the you know ticket sales, they basically go by the dollar amount and they just inflate what dollars are worth now. You know what I'm saying? What tickets are worth now, I should say. But with streaming, it's a whole different.
Yo, there's too much cheating behind it. Because even like to your point, y'all were bringing up was the Nicki Minaj shit where she threw on the song with 6ix9ine.
Yeah.
Like that song completely. Not saying Nicki Minaj's verse had nothing to do with it, but 6ix9ine's whole fucking spiel that ran off because of that. That song ran off because of that. Right. The song itself is a terrible song. It's mad catchy, but it's a terrible song. Like lyric for lyric, it's a terrible song.
It just has a catchy. You know, bop to it. Yeah.
But she added that on, and now for that to be able to count towards some of her like bananas, and it's an easy way to cheat. But then that should have worked, and then she'll come up on and be like, oh, best artist of the year or whatever. Like, and it's like that shit don't count. How that count? That don't count. Like I would have loved for Tupac to drop Hit 'Em Up and then be like, wait, streaming on Spotify. Like, are you kidding me?
And that's the same thing because I remember that was a conversation you and I had when Cardi went platinum in a day or something like that, and I was telling you it was because. Bodak Yellow, which came out like a year ago, was put on there, and
that's actually when you put me onto it because I didn't know that's how it worked.
Yeah,
I was impressed. I thought it actually sold that day, and I was like,
oh. That's the new cheat code. The singles that buzz for a year or so, their streaming amounts add to the streams of the album, and it's like pop, a million. You know what I'm saying? And that's why Drake realized Drake was sticking exclusively to Apple Music. He was missing out on all that Spotify streaming. So this year alone, he's the most streamed artist on Apple Music, and he's the most streamed artist on Spotify.
But like,
he's the most streamed artist of all time, or something crazy like that. Just in a year alone, because he was missing out on half of the industry, or maybe more, because I think Spotify has a bigger fan base than Apple Music streaming. People buy from iTunes, but the streaming side, I think Spotify is still a bigger platform for streaming.
Since you mentioned Drake, is Scorpion even on your top 10, 15, 20?
Again, it would have been, except for side B.
So if it was just side A being in top 10?
Side A, if side A was just as it is side A, yeah, it might be. I'm not even gonna lie.
I have to think about that again.
Side A alone.
I'll re-put that on there, and I kicked it off like within the first. I want to say it didn't. In my Royal Rumble series, it didn't last after like entry number 3.
Yeah, side B.
Although Jada's my shit from side B. Like I fuck with that.
Yeah, look, you got some moments of some ladies you. Jada is a funny song to me though. It's just a funny, because especially that second part where he goes in and his flow changes and he just the emotion of it. I'm just like, I want to hug him or something. Like, I saying like, you want to go to the strip club or something like that?
The only part of that I completely hate was that like he has like some punchline where it's like guns with the ink in, you get under my skin, and like I understand what he was trying to do, but that bar. The fact that he said it and his friends let him say it and they put it on makes me believe that someone else writes for him sometimes. Because that sounds like a real Drake bar, and that was terrible.
He has a tattoo for her.
No, I know, but like guns with the inking, there's way better ways to do a metaphor for tattoos.
I know.
Guns with the inking get under my skin. That's what makes me feel like, someone probably does right for this dude.
I think the motivation of the Pusha T beef gave us that first half. You know what I'm saying? He did the song about his son. He did the song explaining it. Emotionless is probably one of my top 5 songs of the year. Because I just love the production of it, the flow on it.
I gotta listen to that one again. There's a few on that. Like the side B is not terrible. It's just not
terrible. It's for the ladies.
But it's the same thing though. He would have kept side B. If he would have kept side B but cut a few of the songs.
Yeah. I think if you combine, because there's some songs on side A you could take off, but if you combine both of them, again, he could have had, he could, same thing like what Jay-Z did with Blueprint 2. Once he came out with Blueprint 2.1, you're like, this would have been it. So I think you take off some of side B, some of side A, and then combine those, he would have had it. But can't disavow it's there. Side B is there.
But yeah, real quick, back to like the hating on Nicki shit real quick. Just because she you know how I feel. Like, it wasn't even because, I do have a bias to two sides. So once you go at one person, and you already know with Nicki, early in the year, I chose Remy, like without a doubt. And then, I've definitely I'm Team Cardi on this one. So it's like, but one of the things I don't get is that even the Travis Scott thing, like the hate that she's putting on for Travis Scott and shit like that, like, it's so bananas. And the shit that drives me crazy is that, bro, if you really think about it, you look at it, if she did a better job not being petty and taking care of her own self-promotion, she has 95 million fucking followers. There's no reason that she couldn't have had the same success or better success than Cardi or Travis or anyone else. 95 million followers.
Yeah.
Bro, 95 million followers, and you can't even push your records a certain far. So
the problem was she tried to deny the beef, but then kept addressing the beef. And it was like, you can't do both. You can't tell me there's nothing, but yet you keep making these moves to counteract something you're saying doesn't exist. We can see there's an issue. And then she did a Queen Radio and just went all in on Travis.
Yeah, the shit is like, if we got beef, like if MJ and Reggie Miller are talking shit, MG proved it on the court though. You are a rap artist, you're a music artist, and prove with your music. You put out a trash album.
Yeah, that was the problem when the album came out.
Album is better than your album.
Right.
Randy's album is better than your album. Then be mad at yourself.
Yeah, but I think at that point she kept blaming other elements instead of just saying like it's you. It's you. Don't blame The baby, don't blame Kylie and them daughter.
Yo, you heard Travis Scott's album with no Kylie Jenner and no baby. You don't think that album still would have sold? That album
He already had his own buzz. He already had his own buzz. People was looking for this album. His buzz was already there since his last album. Yeah. And that's what she doesn't want, because she waits 4 years to do an album. His last album was like a year or two ago. Carousel. No, not Carousel. Rodeo, excuse me. Yeah. And people was feeling that. And this album was announced like beginning of the summer or something like that. And it got pushed back, or there never was a date. I forgot how it went, but there never was a release date. But people was looking for it. So
now I didn't understand all the hype, but
that's what I'm saying. He already had hype.
I'm not a huge Travis Scott
fan. I like some of Rodeo. I like his vibe is cool. His tone.
I like Part of Rodeo.
At the time and the place.
And I love Goosebumps. Like, I love Goosebumps, and I like Part of Rodeo.
Had the Kendrick joint, like, so he already had a buzz. She's making it seem like he was nothing until he started dating Kylie, and that's not true. So that's what I'm saying. She's not even giving him no credit for his talent, and he produces a lot of music for other people. So even when his album wasn't out, he had hits on on Billboard and radio and stuff, because he produced a lot of people, because people want his sound. So she
makes good music.
Like, yo, he has talent. He has a following. Don't just blame it on who he's dating and his ticket sales. Nah, it wasn't that. He made better music, period. That's all it comes down to.